Okay. Wow. This entire time. Whew, okay. That's what happens when you rush home. This entire time. Okay. This entire time. Wowzers. Okay, let me give you a brief recap. Okay, I'll give you a very brief recap. I hate it here. I'm gonna go home. You're right, Cedric. You're right. That's my bad. That's my fault. I usually check, but like I said, I did rush home, and yeah. Wow. There you go. There you go, TaylorMade. So what up though, TaylorMade Media? What up though, Jody Carruthers? What up though, 2021 Cedric? What up though, Tactical Sport? Man. Whew. uh, 2021 Cedric, you are right. I was going in. Okay, so basically, let me go ahead. So basically, what we're talking about is Big Z. Big Z was at the that was like 20 minutes too. Wow. Okay. I'm definitely gonna have to edit this out somehow. Yeah. Maybe I'll put a comment in and tell everyone to go to about 20 minutes when I realized it. I had no sound. Big Z was at the BET Awards last night. Big Z was with Cash Doll. Shout out to Cash Doll. Cash Doll is a national treasure, at least a local treasure here in Detroit. And so he was with her as a guest, you know, and shout out to her doing her job, understanding the assignment. When the little girls are asked in Detroit what they want to be when they grow up, what do you want to be when you grow up, Veronica? I want to be Cash Doll. I want to be a mother effing gangster. All right, hashtag if you know, you know, use the hashtag. Wow. 20 minutes. Anyway, so basically, they caught up with him, and Big Z said to USA Today, he didn't say to Detroit Times, Detroit News, Detroit Free Press. He didn't say any of this to M Live. None of this. USA Today, America. He said this when they caught up to him. He said, we both know where I want to be. He said, you know America and I know America, where I want to be. Hopefully I can get back to Detroit because the coaching staff and everybody in the front office are great. When I'm there, I feel like a leader and like I can influence the young guys and do great things. Hopefully I can get back to where I want to be in Detroit. Now, Smith was back in Detroit. The Lions have been pretty mum on why they've been fine with really only featuring Hutchinson as their major pass rush piece. The NFL draft landed them Ahmed Hassanin for some depth at the position, and they do have Marcus Davenport in the wings to help in that room. Okay, now this is what I said about Za'Darius Smith wanting to be back in Detroit, and everyone thinks that's great news. But it can be bad, and I'll tell you why it can be bad. I'm gonna tell you why it was bad. What up, though, T-Bone Lokes? What up, though, K Press? But I'm going to tell you why it's bad after I mention something else. These two names, Marcus Davenport, Ahmed Hassani, it really, like, so you really can start to think of me as a hater when my reaction to these names is registered. Marcus Davenport, absolute dog, 100%. Let me start off by saying that. Marcus Davenport is the doggiest dog of the doggy dogs out there. In a dog-eat-dog world, Marcus Davenport is the dog that's eating the other dogs. Y'all get it, right? Marcus Davenport, what is he, 6'6", 280? Just lean, massive dude, right? Likes to smash people in the face, be violent, go through your face. If Marcus Davenport could stay healthy, Marcus Davenport would be getting paid what Aiden Hutchinson is about to get paid, and Marcus Davenport wouldn't be on the Detroit Lions. Here's the thing. Marcus Davenport is getting older. He's been in the league, 7-8 years? Okay. TaylorMade Media, that is false. I don't even think he understands how to spell B-E-T. Okay? All right. So Marcus Davenport, I used to be, I'm no longer a world-class performing athlete. I used to run a 4.3. I used to have a 40-inch vertical. But guess what happened? I got old. Okay? For me, it didn't happen until 40, where things just didn't start healing right. Marcus Davenport been in the league 7-8 years. Marcus Davenport he doesn't have that Benjamin Button condition where he gets younger as he ages. No, Marcus Davenport is getting older as he ages. And Marcus Davenport, already having problems staying healthy, is going to have problems staying healthy as he continues to get older. In 7-8 years, he hasn't shown you that he can stay healthy. And everyone is, for those of you who are buying into Marcus Davenport, you're buying into it because of the potential. And I get the potential. That's why I started out by saying he was a dog and Doggy Dog and Snoop Dogg and Snoopy Dogg and Scooby Doo, right? Snoopy. He's all of the dogs. All of the dogs. Clifford, the big red dog. Clifford, the big red dog, is kind of who Marcus Davenport is. Because he's a really big dog. But he's not a healthy dog. He is at the vet quite often. Is Marcus Davenport. Okay? Big Will status, we're going to get to it. So Marcus Davenport is a dog's dog, right? He's a man's man. He's a player's player. He's a dog's dog. Don't be one of those people out there in Lions land, and especially if you're a Lions creator, singing the praises and patting yourself on the back. I called it. I said he was going to be healthy. If by some miracle, and I'm telling you it's going to be a miracle for Marcus Davenport to play an entire season. If by some miracle Marcus Davenport plays an entire season, I will do a YouTube short with me doing cartwheels through my house. Because I would love for Marcus Davenport to play an entire season, but I'm not going to sit up here and pander and just act like it's going to happen this season because something's got to give. So if it does actually happen this season, don't stand up on your high horse. You're just a guy that guessed on a 50-50 proposition. That's what you are. A guy that guessed on a 50-50 proposition. Or a gal that guessed on a 50-50 proposition. It's probably less than 50-50 when it comes to Marcus Davenport. It's probably 80-20. 80% that he's not going to stay healthy, 20% that he'll stay healthy for an entire season. So if you want to call yourself a prophet or a Lions whisperer or whatever the case may be because you guessed at this, stop it. Get some help. If you predicted the Lions to go 14-3 this season and they actually go 14-3, give yourself a pat on the back. If you said that they could go 15-2 again and they actually go 15-2 again despite this schedule, give yourself a pat on the back. If in the event, the very, very, very unlikely event that Marcus Davenport stays healthy, he went over to Wakanda and got some vibranium, do not say anything because you did not have knowledge of anything. You made a guess. That's all I'm saying. Now, Ahmed Hassanin. Again, Ahmed Hassanin, to become a star, to become a stud, to become that dude in Detroit as a rookie would be awesome. Why? Because that means that my team will have found a diamond in the rough. Also, to be a star, to be a stud, to be that dude in Detroit as a rookie is about as unlikely as Marcus Davenport playing a full season. And it's even more unlikely when you see that he was not drafted in the first, second, third, fourth, or fifth round. He was drafted in the sixth. That means every team had 6 opportunities to draft him, but pass on him until the Detroit Lions got him there. You know who else had only been playing football for a few years? I think less than Ahmed Hassanin was Ziggy Ansah. But Ziggy Ansah was a absolute freak of a specimen. And you know where Ziggy Ansah got drafted? Does anybody know? Because it was far from the first round. It was far from the 6th round. Okay? So that's what I'm saying. Now, here is Zach J says motivation has nothing to do with staying healthy. 100%. Let me get to your comments before I tell you why this could be a bad thing. T-Bone Loke said, I thought Davenport was like 26. He's been in the league for a long time. Zach J says it'll be a miracle if he makes it out of training camp. Taylor Made Media says sometimes a player is motivated by the competition behind him, right? And that's when he said that he won't, motivation is not going to keep you healthy. The Lions can't afford to sign anyone more than $10 million. Usually a 6th rounder is looking at special teams if he's getting on under 53. Right. All right. Now, are you ready for why Big Z wanting to be back? So remember, all of that going to going to Tigers games, going to Pistons games, going to the Red Wings games, running around with Cash Doll. That wasn't fake. He was really, really a Detroiter, right? He's an honorary Detroiter. Let me check. Let me just remove all the speculation. Marcus Davenport was drafted in 2018. Okay? So this will be his 7th year in the league. Okay? So I was there. I said 7-8 years. This will be his 7th year in the league. The reason that this could be bad is that now Zadarius Smith has told you out of his own mouth directly. He went up to USA Today He told all of America. He didn't just tell Detroit. He told all of America, I want to be back in Detroit. This is what Big Z has done. He has ultimately put the ball back in the court of the Detroit Lions. Right? He's put the ball right at the goal line of the Detroit Lions, on their own goal line. And he said, you got to take this 100 yards now. You got to take this 100 yards. I didn't make it easy for you. Because if the Detroit Lions know anything about their roster, they know that Marcus Davenport cannot be counted on, and they know that, and we know that they know that Marcus Davenport can't be counted on because look at his contract. His contract is nothing but incentives. Very little guaranteed money. All incentives. Okay? So the Detroit Lions know that he's not to be counted on. The Detroit Lions know that you can't expect a developmental rookie from the 6th round to come in and be a stud and a star and a dude from day one as a rookie. They know this. So that just leaves Za'Darius Smith. You're not going to go out and sign Clowney. They're not going to go out and trade for TJ Watt. They're not going to go out and sign and trade for Trey Hendrickson. They're not going to do any of those things. So that just leaves Za'Darius Smith. Za'Darius Smith is literally the only move that they can make. That's it. If you do not make this move, and the Lions struggle with the pass rush again, Marcus Davenport gets hurt again, Ahmed Hassanin is not what y'all thought he would be because he can't crack the starting lineup, El Quadin Muhammad is in. If this happens this season, after a man has told you, bring me back to Detroit. Take me there. I want to go there. Take me there. Let's go there. Take me to that place. Yeah. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? He wants to be in Detroit. That's where he wants to be. If you don't bring him here and your defense falls flat as far as pass rush, said if folks think that's the only girl in Detroit, I got news for folks. What are we talking about? Are we talking about Cash Doll? As I said, Cash Doll is a national treasure. She needs to be protected at all costs. Who is Za'Darius Smith's agent? Let me check. Za'Darius Smith's agent is I don't know. I mean, I can find it. I'm just not willing to look through all of this. Taylor May says, hadn't heard of her until a month ago. You never heard about Cash Doll before? I heard about Cash Doll when... I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to get into it. Probably Drew Rosenhaus. He's everyone's agent, it seems like. Probably. But yeah, I can't. It's not readily available. I got to go through the search results. So this is the move that makes sense. I'm upset I was talking about it for 20 minutes without the mic being on. Z-Man said he is signing soon. When did he say that? I know he said he wants to sign. But if he said he's signing soon, that's even better. Because we do believe. Now, most people have believed for some time. I believe it, but I'm just anxious because I'll believe it when I see it. I believe that Za'Darius Smith is going to sign in the middle of training camp, maybe on the eve of training camp, maybe after training camp altogether. Because he's a veteran. And he's been in the league 10 years. And he knows what he needs to do to get in shape, and he knows what he needs to do to take care of his body. So if he's trying to skip training camp before he signs, I mean, it is what it is. You saw it today that he said he's signing soon? Well, that's what's up. That's what I'm saying about everybody's saying, yeah, Brad's kept in touch with his agent. Nobody knows who that is. Well, I mean, we don't have to know who everybody is, right? Right? Someone could say, I've kept in touch with Billy's mom. I mean, do you know Billy or his mom? I don't know Billy or his mom, but if someone tells me that they kept in touch with his mom, I'd be like, okay, I have no reason not to believe you. Okay. Z is probably trying to skip training camp like Sue always wanted to. Why not? That's journalism. Why don't we know who his agent is? Because you didn't send the mailbag question in the Discord, so I didn't know that you wanted to ask that question. If you wanted me to find out who his agent was, all right, bet. Let me do it this way. So it's probably in one of these stories, but I don't feel like reading it. That's the problem. All right, let me see if I can scan it. Okay. Well, I can't read. It's here. Like I said, I'll find it for you though. It won't be this time, but I'll find it for you. Yeah, no, so I don't lie about sources. I don't have any anonymous sources. Only sources I have is people that would know. So, you know, I don't feel the need to be as important as others do. I just spit the facts. Sometimes my mic's not on when I'm spitting them. I was on a roll too, bro. I was on a roll. Anybody that participated in that conversation yesterday about Stafford, I got something for you. I got something for you. Boy, I can't believe I was talking for 20 minutes with my mic off. That kind of messed me up. I'm not gonna lie. And the funny thing is, I kept telling myself that I need to check the microphone levels. Because the microphone levels were really low. And had I checked it, then I would have known that the mic was off. Everybody in the chat knew I was on fire because I didn't say nothing. I was just like, I'm gonna get to y'all in a minute. Let me cook. It's crazy, bro. That's crazy. So what do you guys think? Let me know. Is Za'Darius Smith signing with the Lions? Is it going to be the thing that pushes us over the top? Are we going to be able to have Za'Darius Smith and Hutchinson play together for a full year? Are they going to wreak havoc on the passer with our fixed pass rush? Okay, pass rush is fixed. What are your expectations for the team? That's my question. What are your expectations for the team? That's messed up, man. That's messed up, bro. And here's a question. Do you believe that Frank Ragnow's absence will be mitigated by signing Za'Darius Smith? And by saying that, I mean, do you think making this defensive line that much better moves someone back to the left tackle spot? Or do you believe that that's got to come from an organic shift? Jody Carruthers says, I think he will sign with the Lions. Not only does he love Detroit, it seems like Detroit loves him too. Facts. I don't know, but I think you make a great point saying that the ball's in the Lions' court. Wonder if his agent set the whole campaign up. It wouldn't be the first time. It would not be the first time. I mean, if it is an act, it's a great act because he's completely endeared himself to the city. Now, I saw something earlier. I won't say where I saw it from, because I don't know this person like that. But saying that we don't need Za'Darius Smith while we have Marcus Davenport and Ahmed Hassanin as his backups. Saying we don't need Za'Darius Smith because we can't afford him ridiculous. Saying that you don't want Za'Darius Smith on the team because you think we can't afford him is ridiculous. There you go. Thank you, Tactical. Tactical is on my crack team of researchers. At some point, right, as Lions fans, you have to get good players. The Lions have an assortment of good players. But when a player that everyone's been clamoring for it to come back now tells you he never wanted to go anywhere in the first place. And you can't figure that out, or you can't now when it comes to maybe we'll sign him, going, oh, we don't need him because we can't afford him. If you still think the salary cap is real, please go watch. I've got, I think, 2 videos about the salary cap. Please go watch them both. Okay? Please go watch them both. All right. What up, though, Just a Fan? All right, y'all, get y'all mailbag questions in. I'm frustrated. I started off hot. I was hot. My introduction was perfect. Y'all want to hear the introduction again? I was like, what is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P. And once again, when you see me on your screen, whether it be your mobile, whether it be your computer, desktop, laptop, it doesn't matter, tablet, whatever it be, you should know that one thing is for certain and 3 things are for sure. The first thing is that the Motor City Cats are back at it. Number 2 is that we came to give you stats and not static. And number 3 is that we want you to keep your Lions news pragmatic. And how do you keep your Lions news pragmatic? Well, you got to smash that like button. You got to subscribe. You got to share. Because they say sharing is caring. You care about the Motor City Cats, then share. If you care about me, then share. If you care about yourself, share. You care about your friends and family who are also Lions fans, share. If you care about the greater Lions community, you got to share the pod so that you can let them know that the Motor City Cats are indeed back at it and that we came to give you stats. Indeed, none of that static. And we want to make sure that you keep your Lions news pragmatic. That was my introduction. I was on one. And then I was like, we got some pragmatic news to talk about today because today, Big Z back. We talking about Big Z, Za'Darius Smith. And I was on it, bro. I was on. And none of it got recorded. And none of it was heard until now. This is the never before heard introduction of this episode. Do we save enough money from Ragnow to pay Big Z? Here's the question. What are they paying Big Z? That's the question. We got 9.7, I think, million more with Ragnow gone. Yes. I think you have enough money to sign Big Z and extend Alex Anzalone. Why? Because Alex Anzalone would be an extension. which means it would not kick in until next season. Which means if you are bringing back Big Z for 1 year, guess what happens? He's off the books. He's off the books when Alex Anzalone's extension kicks in. Okay? He's off the books. So, in the immortal words of one Cardi B, shout out Stefon Diggs, who is who I said he was. He's exactly who I said he was. The Lions don't gotta dance, they make money moves. You don't have to dance to extend Alex Anzalone and sign Za'Darius Smith. You don't have to dance. You don't have to dance around the issue. Now, if you're interested in bringing back Za'Darius Smith for multiple years, then you have to make a decision. I believe that the Lions next year will have the lowest available cap space. But as I've said before, there are certain cap hits that are not going to hit. If you think Jared Goff's 2026 cap hit of $69 million is going to hit, crazy. And if it does hit, then I guess I'm crazy because I was told that the Detroit Lions were on top of the contract situation, which I believe they are, which is why I believe that Jared Goff's $69 million cap hit is not going to materialize. It's going to be somewhere else. Okay? It is not going to materialize. It is going to be somewhere else. Only thing that I'm worried about next year, we are really projected to be $50 million over the cap next year. We good. We're not going to be 50 million over. I'm telling you that now. Jared Goff's cap hit is $69 million. If you convert that into a signing bonus and his cap hit is $2 million, guess what you got? Money. Getting money. Getting money. Yes, I was told. I was told. Somebody told me. Anybody want to tell me? And so I know we're jumping around topics here, but I want to get this. I want to get this situation. I want, because it's actually a phenomenal situation. If y'all were here yesterday, you heard basically Matthew Stafford hijacked my show yesterday. And it was fine with me because I was ready to talk about it. The show spilled, the discussion spilled over into a group chat after the show. If you are and I'm gonna get this for you, because I want to give you the ammunition, or not the ammunition. I just want to give you what my point was. Okay? All right, I can't get it off of Twitter, which is dumb. I have to go back into my YouTube 1 second. Just have to go into my history and grab it. Go into my history and grab it.
Could you imagine being a NFL?
Don't do that. Do not do that. I am not trying to get no copyright strikes. Okay. I'm going to send it here to myself, and then I'm going to send it to y'all. Okay. Now, where am I at? Turn me up in the headphones. And I'm going to send this before I say what I have to say, because I believe it's very, very important to give you guys this information before I say anything else. Okay. Got it there. All right. Now I'm going to put this in the chat. Okay. And then when I put it in the chat, then I'm going to pin it. Okay. I'm going to pin this message. Okay. Now, don't go anywhere. Don't click on it yet. I don't want you to navigate away. I want you to hear what I'm saying. The excuse for all the Matthew Stafford love is always he didn't have a running game. He didn't have an offensive line. He didn't have a coach. He didn't have a front office. The question was, did he have a problem protecting the football? The answers are, he didn't have this. He didn't have that. He didn't have the third thing. The question was, did he have a problem holding on to protecting the football? Did he put the football in harm's way? Well, he didn't have. The question was, did he put the football in harm's way? Well, he did. The question was, did he put the football in harm's way? Now, if you check that link, the link is someone compiled, and I was trying to find something with all of the interceptions, but the link is someone compiled all of the interceptions that Matthew Stafford threw to the Green Bay Packers. In that list, the first game is the game in which Matthew Stafford threw 4 interceptions on Thanksgiving in Detroit to the Green Bay Packers. If you go look at those 4 interceptions, tell me how many of them were because there was pressure, or how many of them was because there was pressure and he ultimately made terrible decisions to throw the balls where he threw them. I don't know who's got that kind of time, but I was hoping someone had the more time to do all of the picks. Okay? Because it's 144 of them from Detroit against 282 touchdowns. Now, that's a 1.8 to 1 ratio. But I just want you to go back and look. Because when I say I have evidence to talk about why I was always thinking that a game-winning drive would come down to a pick six that was going to sink us, it's not just because I didn't see anything. It's not because I didn't see the man throw pick after pick after pick. It's not because I didn't see that. It's because I did see that. That's my point. Regardless, right? When Jared Goff got here in Detroit, I said he makes terrible decisions. The line wasn't great. He wasn't supported by a running game either. He didn't have no receivers either. And it came down to decision making. When you throw the ball away on 4th down, that's a poor decision. If you are on 4th down, you must attempt to make a play, even if you throw the pick, because a lot of times, if you look downfield and you find a safety to throw the football to and it's 4th down, he's gonna not have the wherewithal to knock it down. He's gonna intercept the ball, be happy that he intercepted it, but not realize that basically he just caught a punt. Jared Goff threw 5 versus the Texans one night and 3 versus the Commanders one night, and I said all eight of those were his fault. That's a difference. I said all 8 of those were his fault. I never said they weren't. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to explain away why someone is throwing picks. Now, if you're getting hit and your arm is getting hit while you're throwing, whatever the case may be, if you have the ability to throw the football away while you are under duress and you choose to try to throw it in the field of play, and then you throw it off your back foot, or you underthrow it, or you do this, that, and the third thing, that is your fault. That is not the fault of your front office, your coaching staff, your running game, your offensive line, your quarterback coach, okay, your wife at home. It's nobody else's fault but yours. You made the decision to throw. J-Mo, love him. Y'all know I love J-Mo. Official keeper of the J-Mo. Need to get the merch. Merch coming soon. Go to www.motorcitycast.com. No, it's not, well, at least it's not my website. Not yet. Okay? Love J-Mo to death, bro. That interception that he threw shouldn't have been thrown. This is a bad play call by Ben Johnson, yes. Terrible play call by Ben Johnson. Benedict Johnson, Osama Ben Johnson, 100%. Very, very poor decision to throw that football in the field of play. If you couldn't tuck it and run it for a couple yards, J-Mo, you got to throw that thing into the first row of the stands. Get it out of there. Okay? But, you know, so we place blame on players all the time. But quarterbacks, I don't understand how in Detroit quarterbacks don't get blame, but everybody else does. I don't get it. But anyway, that's all I wanted to show you. Just so anybody, you want to click on that link, you want to see why I had the opinion of Matthew Stafford that I had of him when he was in Detroit, just go look at that link. That's not all the picks. Just go look at him. Look how frustrated. Go back and relive it and understand the frustration that will boil up inside your body just by reliving it. And imagine what it felt like. Remember what it felt like when you were watching it live. Go relive it and remember what it felt like when you were watching it live. That's all I got, man. That's all I got for today. I don't think that it will ever happen again. What happened at the beginning of this podcast, where I was going in for 20 minutes and my microphone was off. Anyway, I appreciate everyone for coming through, and especially those of you that stuck it out, man, and was screaming at me about turning my mic on, bro. Embarrassing. But you know, you take the L, it happens. Motor City Cats are back at it. We came to give you stats and not static, whatever you do. Make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. And we are out. Peace.